As the peak holiday shopping season approaches, a new survey shows most consumers have a negative outlook on the economy. The annual Deloitte survey shows 57% of consumers expect the economy to weaken in the year ahead. And 77% of people surveyed said they expect higher prices on holiday items. So here with more on what we could be dealing with as holiday shopping gets underway, Vic Russell with Apprizin Financial. Vic, thank you so much for joining me.
Leslie, good morning. Should I say Happy Halloween or Merry Christmas or what's going on?
Who knows what?
You know, the holidays flying around all over the place.
We're in the holiday spirit. That's all that matters.
Since we're talking about holiday shopping, we'll go with Merry Christmas today,
okay.
Right? How's that?
All right. So I want to talk about this survey. In your opinion, does it reflect what a lot of consumers are feeling about the economy right now? Do they kind of feel worn down?
Yeah, a lot of financial studies, and there's one that was released by FINRA recently. It was a National Financial Capability Study. It's like 63% of individuals, they interviewed 25,000 consumers with the study. 63% of the individuals interviewed say they feel financial anxiety. So that's 6 out of 10 Americans that are feeling some type of stress over their finances. And there's a myriad of reasons for that. I wish I could come on here and say, hey, there's going to be a reduction in electric prices. There's going to be a reduction in rent. But I can't tell you that, because housing costs have skyrocketed. Car insurance on average is rising 34% annually. Utility prices are up. I mean, it's everything. Grocery prices are still high. Everything around individuals. And then on top of that, now you got to pay student loans. You got new health insurance that's coming out with their new rates, which are expected to skyrocket. All those stressors on the consumer would lead you to believe, yeah, there's going to be some pullback on the holidays.
So you expect people to not buy as much this year?
Yeah, I think, some of the research I did, National Retail Federation and some of these outlets, that gauge this type of behavior, they're saying that average per person spending for the holidays this year is going to go down 5.3%, which is going to be an average about $1,500 they're going to spend, each person on the holidays. But that's the biggest decrease since the pandemic. So, yeah, there is a trend that's telling us, and all the experts are telling us that, holiday shopping is going to be muted this year. It's going to be subdued. And so, obviously stores don't like to hear that news. But I think what's going to happen and what they're telling us is that there's going to be a little switch. Online spending has skyrocketed year after year. This year, they anticipate store shopping, physical store shopping, to do just as well as online shopping because of the discount stores and the supercenters that offer better prices. And because of the tariffs that have occurred, a lot of those items that you're looking to buy online, you may not even get, or they're going to be priced higher because you can't get them. It's all about supply side economics.
I also want to bring up, the buy now, pay later. They're very popular, those type of plans. Do you think more people will plan on taking on more debt this holiday season?
Well, credit card debt's still hovering right around $1.21 trillion, the average amount owed on a credit card right now is over $7,000 for an individual, and 50% of individuals now carry balances. Last year it was 63%, that didn't carry balances. 50% of people are now carrying balances and paying interest on that. So that debt's kind of getting maxed out. So guess what? There's a different way to borrow money, right? They come up with the buy now, pay later, which is really popular among younger people. They love it because they don't like to get in credit card debt. But what they're doing is they're getting in high rate debt that they're not paying off, and they're doing what's called stacking. They're stacking these loans, and they come up with 8 to 10 different buy now, pay laters. And unfortunately, the majority of the time, 30% of the time, they're using it to buy groceries. I mean, that's a living expense that you need to budget for and not borrow money for.
And then before I let you go, can you tell me what are some strategies that shoppers can do to manage the costs, while keeping up with the holiday spirit and buying those big price items?
So the experts have already been shopping, because there's sales all year long, all right? Different times a year. There's sales for back to school shopping. And you don't have to pay taxes on those purchases too, right? So if you were a smart shopper, you would have utilized that. But right now, the key dates to remember is the Saturday, the weekend before Christmas, huge sales. If you're a last minute type of person, which I am, that's when you get your best deals, and it's at the stores. I don't know if you're going to see those same deals that you're used to online this year.
All right, Vic Russell, thank you so much. Lots of good tips and advice.
Leslie, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
All righty, we'll send it back to Eric for a check of our forecast.